Knowing when to walk away is wisdom. Being able is courage. Walking away with your head held high is dignity. Although we never ask for pain, all of us understand that life kindly throws random things at us, which causes so much pain within ourselves at any point in our life. We feel devastated and cry when others make us feel that we are not good enough for them, despite our hardest effort, or when someone tries to purposefully hurt us. But somehow I see a lot of people who give their precious energy and time away to others, who don't show any appreciation towards them or hurt them on purpose as if it's an obligation. This might be because a lot of us have an intense desire to be liked by others or to prove to others that we are amazing. In other words, we may lack self-love and respect for ourselves. Although caring about others creates harmony among people living in a society, if you mind other people's opinions and perspectives excessively, you end up becoming their servant. Care about what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. I believe a lot of us have struggled with the thought of caring and worrying about what others think of us at some point in our lives. I used to care about this so much that I would always feel like I wasn't living the way that I wanted for myself. But fortunately, through many years of trying and failing to make my situation better, I could find a method to gain self-love and respect for myself, and began caring less about what happens to me in life or the thought of caring what others think of me on a daily basis. This method is called walking away, and I will be sharing my perspectives with you on the art of walking away. Why do we struggle to walk away from negative situations? As human beings, the sense of belonging to a community is important. In the old days, humans belonged to tribes or villages, and they survived by relying on each other for food, creating safety from predators such as wild animals. Therefore, not being able to belong meant death for our ancestors, and thus we can understand that the desire to belong to a group is ingrained in our DNA. But things have changed rapidly. In comparison to the old era, a lot of us who live in developed countries have access to basic human needs, such as clean water, a safe place to live in, and regular meals every day. Yet, I find many people who are stuck in negative situations that are making them extremely unhappy. But why? I strongly believe it comes down to the fact that a lot of us don't have a good relationship with our own minds. I'm sure we have experienced thoughts like, oh, I'm not good enough, smart enough, skilled enough to do something. This might come from your environment or people that you associate with at home, school, or workplace, and they tell you that you're not good enough or your dreams are too unrealistic, etc. But we should always be mindful of the fact that no matter what we are told by other people or external factors that make us think we are not good enough, whether that statement becomes true or not is when we accept it to ourselves. You're free to do whatever you like unless you restrict yourself by deciding that you're not good enough. To me, this indicates the importance of making your mind your best friend rather than making it your enemy, because your mind tends to become the biggest obstacle to make you feel in negative ways, or the biggest encouragement to let you become the person you'd like to be. The method of walking away from situations or people who are negatively affecting you helps you develop self-love and respect for yourself, which allows you to have a good relationship with your own mind. This is because being able to walk away is an indication that you're satisfied with who you are, and you don't need to prove your worth to anyone else, because you understand that the only person whom you need to satisfy is yourself. The method of walking away comes down to two factors that are to say no effectively and to have clear goals in life. Say no to create more time for yourself. In our modern society, I feel like we have many options and opportunities that are presented to us every day, but instead of making us happy, we feel really stressed about making a decision. It is considered that too many choices limit one's freedom, which is often referred to as the paradox of choice. We live in a fast-paced world where we can easily get any type of information, opinions, and perspectives from others that tell us how we can be happy or what we need to live a fulfilling life. However, this information age causes so much noise around us that hinders our ability to sit quietly with our own minds, to think about what we would like to pursue in our own life. As a result, a lot of us end up not understanding what is positive or negative for us and blindly follows what the majority of people are pursuing, such as earning a tremendous amount of money, sacrificing yourself, working long hours, hoping for higher job positions, living in a big house, or purchasing a nice car, not because we know that's what we want from the bottom of our hearts, but we just think that's what we are supposed to chase because everyone else does. So it's fair to say that a lot of us require time to identify what we want in our lives, to find our why, which explains why we do what we do in our lives. And I believe saying no is a first step to creating time for us to think for ourselves. There are different kinds of people who live in this world, and some of them do not know how to respect other people's time. So if we are living aimlessly, it's easy for us in our time to be taken advantage of by those people who try to manipulate us to do something that they want. I guess in their eyes, we are doing something useful, which is becoming a servant for those people to achieve what they want. Saying no simply gives you freedom from other people's invitations that you have no interest in attending or unnecessary tasks. It functions as the foundation to gain control of your life, to focus on your thoughts and perspectives. Every time we say yes to a request, it means that we are also saying no to anything else we might accomplish with our time. So at least when you say yes to something, make sure that you're saying yes because you want to do it from the bottom of your heart, and not because that's what you think you're supposed to be doing just because others are doing it. Having clear goals allows you to find your direction in life. Now I believe I have described the importance of saying no in life. But we all understand that saying no can be difficult and uncomfortable because it has a risk of being not liked by people whom you say no to. This is where having clear goals in your life helps you determine which requests or invitations are worth saying yes or not. This is because not having clear goals indicates that you lack a sense of direction, and without a sense of direction in life, everything looks extremely important. It needs to be prioritized over yourself. Imagine you being a pilot. No matter how advanced and amazing your airplane was, if you didn't know your destination, then once you take off, you would have no idea where you're going, and the fuel would eventually run out, and you would end up in the middle of nowhere. When you don't take time to figure out what you want in life, you will blindly follow what other people do and think what makes others happy should make you happy as well. This means that your life becomes passive, like an autopilot that you don't have control over, rather than being the driver and actively engaging with your life, which you might end up blaming external things when things don't go as you expected, rather than taking action to make the situation better. I guess it's easy to blame external things, like people around us, work, or the environment, as the reason for our unhappiness or unfulfilling life. However, at the age of 25, I've come to understand that tangible and intangible things don't have any meaning, but we're the ones giving meaning to them. For instance, if you don't like your job, then you might be able to perceive this as an opportunity to look for another job, or start your own business, or you might think, I'm not good enough to get out of this situation, so I'll just stick to it for the next 30 years of my life. You break up with your significant other and you might think it's time to spend time for myself and learn new things and meet new people. Or you might think that you can't live without him or her and dwell on missing someone that will never come back to your life. It all comes down to how we interpret things, and we are the ones who are responsible for giving meaning to our situations. Having clear goals provides us with a sense of direction in life, and it helps us take responsibility for our time and choices. When we take responsibility for our decisions, time becomes precious for us to achieve our objectives, then we start being aware of our surroundings and things that we do on a daily basis. As a result, we start living based on what we want to achieve in life, and thus anything that hinders us from getting closer to our goals becomes something that we can say no to. A lot of people are inclined to focus on external things, like chasing higher job titles at work, trying to earn more money, or obtaining luxurious items to gain more control over life. But in fact, they become scared of losing what they acquired, due to how they think that these things define who they are, as if they feel like nothing without those things. This perspective explains how many of us are not able to walk away from negative situations and people in life. The things you own end up owning you. It's only after you lose everything that you're free to do anything. What is it that makes people think that they're nothing without those things that they acquired? Yet again, I would like to say this is within their own minds, because their minds tell them that they're nothing without those things. So this is why I believe that what needs to be taken care of is not the external factors, but always within us. By learning to say no in life, I could create more time for myself to identify what I would like for myself and what kind of life that I would like to lead in the future. By clearly stating my goals in life, I can comprehend whether something that I'm doing is worth going for or I should walk away from better than before. I could also figure out what kind of people that I want to associate myself with, and I can keep my distance from people who negatively influence my well-being. At the end of the day, I believe we humans truly feel happy and fulfilled by helping and serving others. But what I mean by helping and serving others doesn't come from a place of you expecting a reward or to be congratulated by others, and it's about selfless action. By applying the method of walking away into your life, you start developing self-love and respect for yourself, because once you spend a significant amount of time sitting down with your thoughts, you'll start doing things not to impress others but for yourself. It is as if you become like salt. Salt is something necessary for almost every meal that we eat on a daily basis. But we never say things like, this dish has the perfect amount of salt and that's why it's delicious. And we blame salt when a dish is too salty for us. Sorry, I went off track a little bit, but what I meant by being like salt is to take full responsibility for what goes wrong in your life and never expect praise or respect from others when serving people, community, and the world around you. Because this is what it truly means to help and serve others, just like how salt plays a role on this earth. Only when we do things from the bottom of our hearts, no matter how others perceive us, we will always have control and peace within ourselves. That's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, because when you hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm helps my channel grow and reach people who are interested in the topics that I discuss on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing, and I will keep striving to create videos that are worth your time. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!